communities, et cetera. And so,
But as far as some of the villages.
no, we're talking about traffic now.
No, he said I&I.
Well, he said I&I, but then he got.
I'm talking about I&I that is feeding into 90-year-old pipes.
I thought you were talking about traffic again. Okay.
No, I am talking about traffic.
The traffic of the I&I.
Exactly.
Well, let's call it.
No. I'm talking about mobile traffic, cars, vehicles. That with all of these.
Well, let me see if let me address one at a time. The traffic. We did our traffic study,
Yes.
which included the village. It's part of the town.
Right. The county, I think they did theirs too.
And we did it. We paid for it ourselves. It was impartial. We got an outside consultant. That's all he did. Okay. And he mapped everything. If we questioned something, he mapped it, and we had the results of that. And that was back in 2006 or 7. Okay. That's one of the bases. Our engineers have access to that. Each of these builders do their own traffic study, and they came out with what they came out with, and evidently they've got approval to proceed on. Now, I don't know if one of those conditions is dealing with traffic, with a traffic light or something, but once they complete these conditions, they're going to get final approval and then proceed on. I&I, when they deliver more sewage to the village, okay, they're going to have new pipes, so they shouldn't have any I&I, but they're going to increase the sewage load to the plant, and the plant has certainly got the capacity.
Well, they got 6 million, I think 6 million gallons.
Well, they got the capacity, but getting it to the plant, that's another issue. And so, that's...
I think what you're saying, with new pipes going in, old pipes.
That's correct.
That's what I'm saying.
Then you have increased vehicle traffic going over these pipes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll give you an example.
Well, let me share. When we sign, that's a village problem. They're the ones who are negotiating this contract with Heritage State. Not us. They want sewage. In fact, if the village said, no, we don't want to do this, then they'd be building a plant. Which was they had two choices, build a package plant or hook into the village. Cheaper for them to hook into the village, so the village is sitting there negotiating with them. We're going to negotiate with them as well. Probably have an IMA, and then we'll proceed on. But right now, it's in the works. So that's what's going on.
Well, our history with package plants is not too good. Every time they build one, they walk away, and we wind up with another water district.
Right.
Exactly right.
But what troubles me is this transfer station or this pump station. Unless I don't have it correct, I don't think we should have anything to do with this thing. Because if we get involved with this,
what are you talking about? We
the town.
Okay.
Are we going to be, or is the town going to be, the taxpayers? Are we in any way going to have to pay for this thing?
No. We will create a sewer district. Okay.
So who's going to pay for that?
The people living in those houses. Just like Hamilton and Arcadia. They pay their own freight. No general tax money funds go for support of that or fixing it.
Old Heritage will have to pay for it to build the infrastructure.
Now, they'll have new pipes, they will have new lift stations, and all the lift station is, you take all the sewage, you put it into a low spot in a big tank, and you pump it out of that into the transfer lines to the village, and it goes to their sewer plant, they process it.
Up the hill.
So, but there's a lot of questions to be answered on this before we sign off on anything.
One of the main questions is they're going to establish a transportation company to move it from Heritage to the village. Well, all that pipe will go through the town properties, not that specific special district. So I don't know.
So they must get approvals then from
I don't know
the town.
That's the things we're studying.
That's right.
Aside from approvals from the town, what happens if it breaks down and there's maintenance that's needed on that pipe?
That's my point.
Become part of the special district. These are the questions we need to have answers. But once again, they're making the contract directly with the village, saying, okay. The thing that concerns me is like a heart transplant. you put a new heart, but then if all the arteries are clogged, you're gonna die anyway, right?
Put a new heart.
Some people don't have bloods.
Well, we put a new sewer plant in, but we got 90-year-old infrastructure, and you're right, we're gonna.
Beautiful, that was my point, eloquent.
I understand, yeah,
We understand, and we're...
I'm gonna make a poll, who understands and who doesn't?
We understand.
Dennis is the smartest, he just didn't say nothing. Thank you.
No, but we understand, but a lot of work has to be done on this.
Dennis understands.
Plead guilty.
You don't have another subject?
Shut up, Louis, grandson's coming.
Yeah, John Mungo, 22 Fleetwood.
Right.
What faith does the board have in dealing with the village with respect to an IMA for this new sewer district, in lieu of the fact that Hamiltonian Park is not even able to achieve one?
Right. Well, that's a very good question. And we have more questions than we have answers. And I would have to turn it over to our attorney for the town to say, what do we have to do? We may do this just with a contract without an IMA.
Yeah, it's possible. Again, it goes back to even the negotiations we've had with the village for the past 2 years about a new IMA covering Hamiltonian and Arcadia, the sewer districts. I know it was hoped that we could arrive at some meeting of the minds and have a superseding, all-encompassing IMA. In theory, the new development should operate under the same procedures, rules, regulations, fee structures as the existing ones. Unfortunately, to date, we have not reached that. But again, it is hoped that there will be a breakthrough. It may even come out of the litigation. Again, as the board knows, it's hard to say. But it needs to be done.
Well, we're in rough water. And we're looking for the dock to put the ship on, and we've got to get there. So we've got to traverse quite a distance with the village and with the builder, so forth and so on. But the town does not have a package plan, and so I guess push come to shove, from a legal perspective, we're kind of forced to allow them to hook into the village. And maybe Dennis can talk more about that.
That's fair.
Or build their own.
Yeah, or build their own facility.
Or build one.
As pointed out, they are negotiating with the village.
Yep.
The village is the determining factor as to whether they want to accept the sewage. The land in between, how that's to be dealt with, rights of way, our public thoroughfares, et cetera, that has to be addressed yet.
Yeah.
And again, it's an immediate issue, I know as the board knows, because it's not only affecting this project, Heritage, but fast behind them are other projects. Maplewood, that's the project commonly known as Maplewood, next to Salesian School, that area. And they're going to also present similar issues. So,
But they're contiguous to the
potentially.
They are contiguous to the village.
Certain of the property, yeah, but if you're going through a cemetery, as most people know, so it's a little touchy. They may have to skirt it. Oh, there are issues, yeah. Yeah, there are issues, no question. And again, it just begs the question that we need to address this. And I know the town has been attempting to do it. I can point out that this has become a bit of a revelation that the village has refused, as per that contract with Heritage, to accept responsibility or assume the infrastructure. Meaning that was came as a bit of a shock or surprise, I know, to the applicant, the developers. And I don't know if it was a surprise to us necessarily, but that's the position they've taken.
Well, what Jerry said is, and that's the thing we're worried about. If they tell us the state of the art, well, I'm not going to live forever, but when and if that breaks down, the town has the responsibility of taking care of those people out there.
There are residents, there are voters, that's right.
So ultimately, the responsibility will fall on us, so we need to...
Yeah, you've got a lot of things to work out, as the board knows, in terms of maybe even duplicative engineering studies, that the town's going to be just as interested. These properties are in the town.
Yes.
And as you say...
It will all be our responsibility.
Yeah, there's a number of issues we have to cross.
Well, I think there's two things. We're going to need to gather data or due diligence with two different groups. The attorneys, Dennis will lead us on, and the engineer, which our engineer will lead us on. And so we'll see what's involved in all of this, and then we'll try to make the best decision we can, being consistent with what we already have with the two sewer districts with Arcadia Hills and Hamiltonian Park. We don't want a flyer out there that's so totally different.
And I think it's apropos to also make a comment that this is what I know the board's been working on for years, is in consolidation of services. The village is in the sewer business, the town is not. We've been trying to convince the village, as you know, to take over our infrastructure also. You know, compensated, monetary modifications or accommodations we made. And the first opportunity was because they always claim ours is old, we don't want to touch that, who knows what problems they have. Here is a facility which is coming to service 75, 76 homes. It's to be brand new, state-of-the-art, engineered through this